Mutsumi is sitting in her classroom enduring the bullying of her classmates when she sees a phantom outside her classroom window. She prays to God to save her, and Yato and his shinki, Tamon, are seen on top of a water tank, where Yato flips a 5 yen coin in response to Mutsumi's wish. Tamon then comments on the size of the phantom, to which Yato responds that it's exam season. Yato then jumps off of the tank aiming for the phantom, calling Hanky as he jumps. Yato then destroys the phantom with Tamon, in the form of Hanky, using ritual words to rend the phantom. When the battle is over, Yato reverts Tamon back to her human form and she comments on Yato's cocky behavior and how sweaty his hand was. She tells Yato that she wants to quit, after which Yato interjects that they've only been working together for 3 months, then starts to cry. Yato, unable to stop her tears, agreed to release her. After her release, Tamon's real feelings towards Yato surface, and she parts with a few taunts and no respect for Yato. After spray painting his cell phone number on a wall in a park, Yato eventually receives a call about My Lord being missing. It turns out that My Lord is, in fact, a missing cat. Hiori is with her friends, Ami and Yama, as they see a poster of My Lord and comment on how some people give weird names to their pets. As the girls are talking about people they like, Yato is yelling out for My Lord. As he is looking for My Lord, he walks past Hiori, who notices him. Yato then notices the cat in the middle of the road and chases it right into the path of an oncoming bus. However, he is pushed out of the way by Hiori, which results in her getting hit. Hiori awakens in her family's hospital, where her mother wants her to spend the night. Hiori then asks where the boy was, to which her friends Ami and Yama both comment on there being no one there and that she ran out onto the road. She is awakened by the voices of Ayakashi later that night and is horrified to find Yato hiding underneath her covers, to which she then jumps out of the bed with cat-like reactions. After telling her that she is the first human to have ever saved him, Yato introduces himself as a god, although Hiori does not believe him at first and starts to call the police. Yato then begins to tell her of his dream, to which he then daydreams. Yato then asks Hiori her name, which she tells him, covering her mouth soon after. Yato then leaves via the window, telling her that he made sure that she was okay so that now they're even. Hiori meets her friends at school, who asks if she's better from the accident, to which she replies that she's fine. Hiori then almost collapses from drowsiness, telling Ami and Yama that lately she's been getting drowsy suddenly. Hiori then finds herself beginning to forget about Yato and the ordeal with the bus, but her memory partially returns after she sees one of My Lord's missing posters on the street. Meanwhile, with the help of some catnip, Yato manages to find and catch My Lord. However, he is then attacked by an Ayakashi that My Lord had been teasing. Forgetting that Tamon had quit on him, Yato charges the phantom, but Hiori appears and pulls him out of its path, saving him again. After Hiori successfully attacks the phantom, the two run away and manage to lose it. As the pair catches their breath, Yato points behind Hiori at her tail and informs her that her soul has slipped out. They locate her body on top of a fence, and Hiori suddenly collapses back into her body, losing consciousness. Yato successfully returns My Lord to his home and begins carrying Hiori back to her house, but she wakes up and hits him, calling him a pervert. He finally explains about her being stuck in between the far shore, or the afterlife, and the near shore, where the living reside. Hiori then asks for his help to fix her body, seeing that he is a god, and Yato agrees but requests money in return. Hiori mistakes the cost for 50,000 yen and then 500,000 yen, but Yato tells her the correct amount, 5 yen. Hiori tries to adjust to her new form, realizing her human body falls asleep when she leaves it. Yato says he cannot help her until he acquires a new regalia. Hiori searches for a new regalia for him, assuming it can be a phantom. Due to this misconception, she and Yato are chased by a crab phantom. Yato, protecting Hiori, incurs a blight from the phantom, a wound that can spread if left untreated. He explains that Hiori's tail is her lifeline to her physical form. She would die if it was severed. After spotting an uncorrupted innocent spirit, Yato adopts it as his new regalia and uses it to defeat the phantom. Yato gives his regalia the name Yukine, who reverts to a teenage boy when his name is spoken. Yukine tries to adjust to life with Yato as his master. Yato reveals that he and Yukine share the same mind and body. They are summoned by Tenjin, the god of learning, who commissions Yato to destroy a hand phantom and a railroad track that makes people commit suicide. Yato destroys it before a schoolboy kills himself. Although Hiori was upset that Yato has contempt for those wanting to die, she realizes it is because he is angry that they do not value the simple blessing of being alive. He is unwilling to let suicide happen in front of Yukine or any regalia, as they are the spirits of dead humans who wanted to live. Yato brings Hiori and Yukine to meet a fellow god named Kafuku and her regalia named Daikoku. Yato is summoned by a suicidal office worker named Yusuke on the roof of a building and learns that Yusuke suffered misfortune after falling in love with a girl. After Yato realizes that this girl is Kafuku, revealed as the god of poverty, he uses Yukine to sever Yusuke's ties with her, saving him. Hiori learns that Yato is a god of calamity, one who would kill in the past if people wished it, simply so that he would not be forgotten. Yukine and Hiori encounter the mysterious Nora, Yato's former regalia. Yukine learns to draw a borderline, a barrier against phantoms. Hiori has Yukine stay at her house since Yato cannot look after him properly. Yato reveals that Yukine has a fear of the dark. After Hiori stops Yukine from stealing a skateboard, he runs away. Yato explains that regalia like Yukine can feel pain, but this does not pertain to gods, as they are all powerful. Yukine encounters the spirit of a girl who was killed in a traffic accident. Although he tries to protect her, the girl becomes possessed by a Yeti phantom, forcing Yato and Yukine to kill her against Yukine's will. Yukine's conflicting emotions about his role as Yato's regalia affects Yato physically and causes his blight to become worse, since gods are connected to their regalia. Yato is attacked by Bishamon, a powerful god with many regalia. Bishamon holds a grudge against Yato because he killed her former regalia in the past, a matter that upsets both Yukine and Hiori. In an attempt to stop the battle, Kafuku uses Daikoku to open up a vent to unleash many phantoms as a distraction, though Bishamon manages to severely injure Yato before retreating. Yato is saved in time by Nora. Yukine now wants to leave Yato, feeling unimportant and angry at his condition. Tenjin explains to Hiori that regalia who abandon their god and serve other gods are called Noras and are frowned upon, revealing Yato's mysterious Nora from before. Kazuma, Bishamon's regalia, protects Hiori from being noticed by Bishamon, aware of Hiori's ability. He tells her that Yukine's immoral acts will eventually cause Yato to die. Yukine flees after being caught stealing charity money by Yato and the others. Hiori tells Yato to consider Yukine as a person rather than just a tool. Yato later uses Yukine to take down a moth phantom. Yato is summoned at Hiori's high school by a student named Manabu Ajiwara, who is being bullied by another student. Yukine grieves over the fact that he cannot have friends or experience high school like a living person. Manabu, encouraged by a shadow phantom with the intent to kill, confronts Hashimoto with a pocket knife given to him by Yato. Manabu overcomes the shadow phantom, saving his humanity. Yukine succumbs to his anguish and shatters the school windows. This final immoral act causes Yato to collapse near death. Despite becoming contaminated by Yato's blight after touching him, Hiori carries him to Kafuku and Daikoku, begging for help. However, Daikoku shuts them out with a borderline. Kafuku and Daikoku only allow Hiori to enter so she can be cleansed from blight. The only way to save Yato now is by Yukine receiving punishment through an ablution, requiring 3 regalia. Daikoku enlists Tenjin's Mayo, who was previously Yato's regalia Tamon, and Hiori recruits Kazuma. The 3 force Yukine to endure pain until he repents and confesses his sins. His refusal causes him to start turning into a bat phantom. Hiori begs Yukine to stop burdening Yato or else she will end their friendship, and Yato calls out to him. Yukine finally breaks down and apologizes, allowing the ablution to be successful. Yato and Yukine thank Hiori for saving their lives. Meanwhile, Nora awakens a god named Rabo. Yukine takes up a part-time job at Daikoku's food stand to help repay what he stole, and wants to use Hiori's old textbooks to learn like a normal student. Tenjin suggests Yato sever ties with Hiori to return her to normal, which upsets him. Hiori invites the boys to the New Year's festival, but they get held up by a nest of scorpion phantoms that Rabo sent to test Yato's strength. Hiori is attacked by wolf phantoms from Nora, who tells her that Rabo wants to kill Yato. When Yato and Yukine meet Hiori, they are surprised to find that she no longer remembers Yato. Yato and Yukine unsuccessfully try to find ways to bring back Hiori's memory. Nora reveals that she stole Hiori's memories of Yato in the form of a jewel. Rabo attacks them with Nora as his regalia. Yato is unable to beat him. Nora states that she will return Hiori's memory only if Yato can defeat Rabo. It is revealed that Rabo is a god of calamity who answers evil wishes to kill, and Yato had worked with him in the past, once as powerful as Rabo. Yukine becomes devastated when Hiori forgets him too, prompting Yato to decide to restore her memory despite the risks. Hiori accidentally comes along with Yato and Yukine when they warp to Rabo's shrine. Rabo destroys the jewel containing Hiori's memories, causing her to fall unconscious. At this, Yato unleashes a rage that delights Rabo, who wants to see Yato as the powerful depraved god of calamity that he was in the past. Rabo absorbs and merges with a storm phantom, which was formed due to their fierce fight. Yato protects Hiori from a boulder, and his scent brings back her memories, awakening her. Rabo dies, content that he died at Yato's hands. Yato tells Hiori that she will be happier if she severs ties with them. However, Hiori refuses, stating she wants to be with Yato forever. Yato happily accepts her wish for 5 yen. This video finishes season 1 to 12 of this anime recap series, and subscribe to see the upcoming part 2 of the anime recap series. Thank you for watching.